That uncommitted movement shifts its focus to Minnesota, where more than 100,000 Arab Americans live, especially in the Minneapolis district represented by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, a frequent critic of Israel. And look here, those organizers looking at those numbers and thinking they can get the votes there, too, hoping to send a message to President Biden. We heard from one Minnesota Democrat who plans to do just that.
I'm very, very unhappy with Biden on how he's conducted the war in Gaza.
If you hadn't seen that uncommitted movement, who would you be voting for otherwise?
Probably would have stayed home.
All right, for more now on that Arab American vote in Minnesota, let's bring in Jesse Kirsch, who's reporting live for us. Jesse, we know this is going to be a close election, right? At least if you're looking at the polls. Every group matters, and so do Arab Americans. We saw their importance and the power they have in Michigan. Talk to us about what happens in Minnesota.
Yeah, and Tom, just to take you live inside here, we're at a polling location in Minneapolis. Voting still going on here for about another hour, but we're going to step outside to talk about the actual politics of the moment because we're not allowed to talk about politics inside the polling location. So we're going to take you outside, and what you're asking about is something that we saw playing out in Michigan, and again, it's something that's getting attention here in Minnesota. What's interesting is we're talking to people who are not just those who identify as Arab or Muslim American, and what we're hearing from people is in a range of opinions. So we heard from one voter saying, as you just played there, that she is voting uncommitted. Otherwise, she would not have been voting probably. We heard from someone else today who saw this as a chance to speak out in protest of the president's policies as it relates to Gaza without it impacting how he can perform against the Republican Party, which, of course, would come up in the fall. And then a third voter that I spoke with said that he considered voting uncommitted. And then just hours ago, he decided to vote for President Biden because he was concerned that the showing of uncommitted votes here could wind up hurting the president's chances in the fall. So people are considering this from various perspectives, and it's something that we're watching here tonight. We've spoken with someone who helped organize efforts here. He said this is something that he believes that hundreds of thousands of people by tonight, that's his estimate, hundreds of thousands of people he believes will have been touched in some way by phone, by email, by in-person conversation about the uncommitted effort. And he said that he's spoken with people who are asking him how to vote, who have never voted before, who are looking to vote now because of what's going on in Gaza. So this appears to be something that is motivating at least some people explicitly to come to the polls, Tom.
Not only that, it could actually motivate and influence U.S. policy if you really think about it. Jesse, I do have to ask you something, though. In Michigan, that movement, they only had a few weeks to really get together. They had about $200,000 to be organized and to spend. In Minnesota, did this build out of what they saw in Michigan, or were they organizing for more weeks? You know, we've had so much of war lately, and we've been covering the war so much since it started. Were they more organized in Michigan, or do you feel less organized?
It seems like this is a similar kind of pseudo last-minute grassroots effort, Tom. Not a lot of funding, not any big advertising. In fact, one of the people who said she was voting uncommitted said that she heard about it on the national news, Tom.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.